What's your advice to someone who is lost?
The opposite of addiction is connection, and I could never do this thing on my own.
I've been working since I was a kid. I just gotta keep my head.
That you're responsible for and that your name's attached to, do you feel like that gave you that responsibility to be better than you were?
That's when it all began. I don't need a rollie on my.
When you believe in yourself a little bit, you'd be surprised what could happen.
Yeah, I got them fed up for real. Riding around, but I'm the passenger now, cause Jesus don't touch them.
How you doing? Live and direct to the Loft. What do you want to do? All right, let me know. Let me know when to start.
Yeah, we'll get it popping right now. This is a big episode. I'm super excited to have you on. I have an intro for you. We got Austin coasting today. We got Smooth coasting today. How you doing?
How you doing?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next guest is a New York City-based social media internet personality, comedian, and food critic known for his comedic high energy with the side of how you doing. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Brucato, a.k.a. Lil Mo Mozzarella.
What do you want to do, guys? Using my government name is going to be pinched for looking too good. Hey, listen, I'm over here at the Loft. I'm with these three Mamalukes. I don't know how the fuck they got me up 8:30 in the morning. They got me eating Wawa. Bro, I eat fucking 5-star dinners. This guy's got me eating Wawa like a fucking pigeon. What's up?
Tums, did you have any of that?
I had the Tums. I got fucking Aja. We out last night. They were fist pumping. I was fucking grabbing my brajou. What's up?
We got the apple juice and the Rolaids for him.
Nice. I didn't even get a squirt of the apple juice, but I don't know where it is. What's up?
Did you have a good time yesterday?
Yes, I had a great time. Everybody in Philly was fucking showing a lot of love. Philly's like becoming a second home for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get a lot of love out here. You notice I'm like Rocky.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You a big fan of Rocky?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's the best movie ever. To me, it's like a comedy, though.
You know, there's like
I watch, I live. What?
There's like 4 of them.
Yeah, I know, but Rocky 1 is the best. Rocky 2.
Yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go through.
I like all it. Uncle Paulie's my guy.
Yeah.
I feel like New York is kind of like Philly, though, right? So
It's a little different. Philly, it reminds me of the neighborhood I grew up in. Not New York. It reminds me of like the way we grew up. It's very similar.
Yeah.
The people.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
because it's like a neighborhood more than a. To me, Philly's like a neighborhood more than a city almost. Like at least
South Philly is.
South
yeah,
Philly,
right,
but
right.
I haven't really been nowhere else in Philly to be honest with you. I only been to. That's all I've ever been
Yeah,
to.
like South Philly and like Center City and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
You know, because it's like a big Italian community. So like I have people. I know people here. You know.
Yeah, you guys are really tight knit. I know your family's really tight knit too.
Yeah, yeah. So it's similar to my neighborhood. Like I feel like it's home, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, so for those who weren't out, so this is after week 1 of the Eagles. We were out at Wicked Wolf last night. Me and Austin were DJing, and Mo came out with his boys, and it was a good time. And
Yeah, we had a great time.
Yeah, a little squad with you, too.
Yeah, bro. I got to bring. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no problems.
yeah, you gotta roll.
We always got the semolina close, you know.
You have to, man. Nah, it was honestly so good to have you, and you the turnaround was so quick. I think we made it happen in like what 1 or 2 days, and
Yeah, it was good. You guys are talented.
yeah,
You got more moves than Fred Astaire. Like fucking Dances with the Stars. These kids.
yeah, it was awesome. It was
So
fun.
when you do appearances like that, I mean, I know you were comfortable yesterday, but is there usually a, some sort of, I guess, mindset going into it? Like you don't know what to expect.
Well,
you know what I mean?
it's definitely a learning curve. You know what I mean? Because at first, when I first started getting hired for gigs and stuff, I didn't go prepared necessarily. You know what I mean? And then I went to a stage where I would bring my own security. But then when you have your own security, they know too much about your business. You know, they're in the fucking car with you all day long.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, they're scheming. You know what I mean?
You gotta be careful.
So I like to bring people that I'm close to, I grew up with, that I trust. And usually when I go to a nighttime event, I'll ask for the club to provide some kind of security. But don't forget, most of my gigs that I do are like pizzerias, restaurants.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't need nobody. But I mean, there is a lane. There's a lot of requests for nighttime gigs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to laugh? You know what's the most rowdiest crowd? Weddings.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Weddings are the worst.
Yeah,
I've had fights with people's husbands, sisters, cousins, weddings. Hey, a lot of people hire me to crash weddings.
Really?
Yeah, it's like
That's actually really funny.
I crash weddings a lot. I've probably
done
done about 16, 17. I got one coming this week.
That's awesome.
I really got to the point where I'm trying to price myself out of them because like I really don't even want to do them. But then like people just don't give a fuck when they're getting married. They're spending a fortune.
Yeah.
Right.
So they don't care. They throw money at me, and a lot of them I don't post.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm gonna post people's weddings on my page. My page is too big now.
Right.
So like I'll just do some stories. But a lot of times they're private. They're just like, bro, just come, bug out, smash a cake or something.
That's hilarious.
Do shit like that.
Steve
And
Aoki.
I'm a master. I walk
Yeah,
in-
he really is.
Yeah, like Steve Aoki.
But yeah, and that's like a crazy concept to even like get paid to do that, which is like a lane that you've created.
Everything I've done has never been done.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who's doing what I was doing. What happened to me, I did it out of necessity because I was building a house during the pandemic and it got shut down, 2-family house. I demoed it. It got shut down. I was broke. So when I started doing social media stuff, people would be asking me to do things that to me sounded annoying, like to somebody else would sound cool. Like, oh, you want to come to the Bronx and try my slice of pizza? I'm like, I got to take over the bridge. I got to get gas. I got this. So I just started throwing numbers at them once I could. So what happened was I did like probably maybe 100-something spots that I was paying out of my own pocket for editing and this and that.
Yeah.
To keep myself busy during the pandemic. Like, as soon as they let us outside.
Yeah.
And what happened is it started, it was financially didn't make sense. So once I went back to work, my regular job, I just started, people were asking me still to come. I started throwing numbers at them. Let me get 500, let me get 300, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And nobody had a problem with it.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I was gonna say, you really know your value. Like when we had the initial, I sent you the email, you texted me that day, like setting up, and you really know your value. And like, how did you start building that? Like, when did you really realize, like, oh, like I actually have a lot of value in like social media, helping small businesses?
Because when I do stuff for social media, I do it professionally. I show up on time. I don't miss appointments.
Yeah.
I handle it like it's a business.
You
to me.
came early for us. You were like, yeah, I want to come to the kick with you guys for the game, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah. I always try to under promise and over deliver. That's my rule. You know what I mean? But I care when I do content. I'll go through the edits fucking 6-7 times. I look for every little thing. If you have a restaurant, you got a dirty napkin on the table, I edit it out. I'm like that. It may not look that when you see the end result, you may not see that it went through a bunch of rounds.
Right.
But I have I have a staff. There's probably about 6 of us running Lil Mo Mozzarella.
Have you been using the same editing staff since you started, or you kind of?
I always edited it first.
Okay.
And then I have a PR company that I work with that has an editing group. There's 3 of them. I have a videographer, team 2 with them. I have somebody who just started working YouTube. I have a marketing company I just brought on board. Who's doing the whole thing. I have an agent and manager. I mean, there's a lot of us. Yeah.
How important is it to you? Because I know he kind of hit on it earlier. How important is it to you to keep like the day ones around you?
Well, I'm gonna tell you. I mean, now I would say this much. When I started out, I didn't have really day ones. Because my friends weren't into social media. No, I didn't have nobody. I was just doing it on my own. Yeah. Really, I did for my own sanity. But now it's very important for me to bring people I grew up with around that I trust, because it's starting to escalate really quick. We're getting a lot of deals. I'm out a lot in different states by myself, So now I'm kind of putting a little crew together, people I trust to have around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One second, let me shut this fucking thing off. This guy texted me one
Is that
more
you?
time.
That's
I was wondering. I didn't want
This
to.
jerk off. I'm on a fucking podcast. I'm gonna call them up.
You're on the loft. I eat that.
I'm on a fucking podcast. These kids. Go on,
I thought
go.
that was my alarm.
Yeah, I was like low key, like, yo, wait, hold up. I was like, something's going off. That's funny.
So, what were we talking about? How I started? What do you want?
Yeah, I actually want to. I know me, and also really curious about how like you got to this point of like you're the success you're getting. Like,
so I got it from just working everybody. You know what I mean? Like I realize, I'm gonna tell you this much. A lot of people who do social media and stuff, what they think in their head is like they get an agent and they think they're off. Like I laugh. I talk to people who do it and they're like, oh, I'm thinking about getting an agent and I don't know if I want to do the percentage. Like, bro, anybody who has who's worried about the percent an agent takes is like, come on, bro, it's fucking comical.
right? Yeah.
First off, an agent
You're
pitches
doing
that
the
way.
back end stuff too, right?
Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
the one thing with an agent that could suck, right, is because if you broker a big deal, like they get money on the back end, like you're saying, but they know your worth,
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like at the end of the day, they're pitching you at a higher value. So who cares if they eat?
And they're introducing you to more connections than
Yes.
you wouldn't
Yeah,
necessarily
the
have.
I have a good agent, a management team. They're good people. What are we talking about? I'm burnt. What are we talking about? Oh, how I started?
Yeah. I want to. Yeah.
You know, so this is how I started. During the pandemic, I'm close with French Montana. French Montana is a buddy of mine.
You did an intro for one of
I
his
did a
songs,
bunch
right?
of intros for him.
Yeah.
I'm actually flying out I'm going to see him on the 24th. I'm doing Access Hollywood, and I'm doing his new album. I do the intro. I do all the shit on the album. I just did something. I think they're gonna use on Max B's album possibly. I've done a bunch of shit. He's a buddy of mine. The day before the pandemic, he had called me to go to the studio to do a skit for him. So I went there, and there was a lot of like celebrities there and shit, you know. But people were coming in with masks on, and I didn't even know what it was. I never heard of COVID. I didn't know anything like that. But this is how it plays into it. I was gonna be late because it was like 2 o'clock in the morning already, and I worked in a high-rise business. So I messaged one of my bosses. I don't think I'm gonna come in. He goes, "What do you care? Everything's gonna be closed by tomorrow with the fucking pandemic."
Yeah.
I said, "What pandemic? What are you talking about?" So I'm asking people, like, "You don't know about COVID? Somebody ate an aardvark and fucking, and all this shit." So I was in the studio and I was on the mic. So when I would record with French, I would just go in the booth and for like an hour talk shit, and they would just cut it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was talking shit, and everybody, when I came in the booth, everybody was crying, laughing. They were like, "Yo, which IG, which IG, which IG?" I'm like, "Yo, Mo, I don't got no fucking IG." So I was like calling everybody Mo. So they're like, "Yo, you got to make one, Mo." So I'm like, "Yeah." So in the Bronx, they use the term Mo a lot. Italians use Mo too, like you Mo. That's where I get it from. My father's called everybody Mo. So I says, "I'm looking for Lil Mo." Because everybody should call me Lil Mark, my name. So I said, Lil Mo was taken. There's a singer or whatever, Lil Mo.
Yeah.
So one of the kids there, black kid, was funny. He's like, "Yo, man, you got to sound more Italian." I said, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, you got to put something on the end, like linguine and mozzarella or something." So then if you ever see Do the Right Thing with Spike Lee, remember the guy comes in, Radio Raheem, he's like, "Yo, put Lil Mo Mozzarella on that shit."
Yeah.
So that's where we got the name.
Oh, nice. That's pretty cool.
So we got the name.
And it sticks, right?
So it stuck. Yeah, and then I had French follow me. I had like 6 followers, but they were all people with a lot of followers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So you were connected before you like took off.
I knew a lot of people in the music industry. I had a friend of mine who was like, a recording artist, and I rolled around with French. I met whoever he knew, like, whoever it is. Khaled I met, Belly, Weekend. I met a lot of Young Thug. I had Young Thug used to sleep on my friend's couch.
Really?
Yeah, so like I knew people in the music industry a little bit, and I always knew a lot of people. So my social media had a little edge that a lot of people didn't have. Yeah. And then as soon as I got social media, the pandemic hit, I was scrolling through and I seen Barstool, Dave Portnoy doing pizza things. Yeah. Now, for me, an Italian, seeing him, I didn't know he's Jewish, Irish, honestly. I really didn't know. I just like, what does this fucking guy know about pizza? That's how Italians think. Yeah. I was like, this guy don't know about pizza. Fuck out of here. Connecticut pizza, get out of here. Yeah. So I was just like kind of trolling him. Yeah. And that's what gave me the idea to go do like some pizza reviews and stuff. But I was like, yo, I'm going to do delis. I'm going to do this and that. And then whatever, like that's how it started.
It's kind of picked up, and is that something you like really like got attached to? Is like these small businesses?
Yeah, because they started championing me. Like I got on Fox 5 instant. Like I did like right away as soon as the pandemic was over. Fox 5 put me on TV, Channel 11. Then I did Access Daily, Access Hollywood. I did like 3 of those. So I started getting a lot of. So I was doing all them free at the time. Yeah. That was what they were promoting. Like this guy's helping small businesses.
Yeah. And it was during the pandemic too, right?
Yeah, during and like right after. Yeah, and then I went back to work. And once I went back to work, I was like, yo, I can start charging people. People offer me money all the time already, but I wasn't taking it because they want to skip the line. Like I would get like 30 DMs of all delis and restaurants, and I would write them out. And then I would be like, yo, I'm going here on Thursday, I'm going here on Friday. And people are like, oh, let me throw you something. Let me skip the line. And at first I was just, I was doing it like, a lot of people talk shit. Like, this guy charges people, but they didn't do 250 stores for free.
Right, exactly.
I did 250 during the pandemic. Where the fuck were you,
Yeah, they don't see any of that. And
they don't see that.
And it's also, like I said before, like knowing your value, too. Like, you're genuinely offering people value, and you're also including your comedy into it. And that's, like, something I really want to hit on, too, is that, like, when did you start adding the comedic, like, aspect to it? Always had that?
Yeah, I've always been quick on my feet. I'm very quick on my feet, like with improv. Yeah. Like if I do stand-up, I've done stand-up, I don't write.
Really?
I just show up to a microphone, and you're getting 15 minutes of me breaking balls.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we gave you the mic yesterday with the 50 Cent, dude. That was I just stood there watching it. I was dying.
Whoa.
When we gave you the microphone yesterday, we had the 50 Cent playing, and you were just on the mic, just like talking your shit. I thought it was so funny.
It was right after the Eagles won.
Yeah.
The Patriots fans.
No, I always so like I grew up. The way I grew up, you have to be quick on your feet. We all break each other's chops, so that's how we are. And I was just always good at it. I wasn't an athlete.
Yeah.
You know, my friends would play sports. I sit on a stoop, and I talk shit to everybody. You know, so I always like if I come in a room, I'm already looking like this guy, black socks with white sneakers. You look like you sharpen number 2 pencils for a living. Like I already got the thing when I look at you. I already have in my pocket. So if you want to break my chops, I'm already.
Yeah.
You're not ready for it. I'm ready.
Can you get your balls? Like you people mess with you too? Like,
Yeah, people mess with me, but I get them back.
Yeah.
Some people think they're sharp, you know?
Yeah. I gotta ask too the golden question. You probably get it a million times, but I'm genuinely curious. I know we're all curious, but where'd you get the how you done? Like how did that start?
You want to leave? I stole it from somebody, but I just did it better. You know,
Yeah.
like everybody says, how you doing? Like people go, you didn't invent it. Wendy Williams invented it. Like Wendy Williams didn't invent fucking how you doing. She says it
Yeah.
her way. The guy from Friends says it her way.
Yeah.
I was, I think I got it at the San Gennaro Feast in Lily. There's a guy, I forget his name. I feel bad because he watches my show. He's going to get mad at me. But he's got social media. He's a funny guy. He don't have a big following, but he does that. Like, how you doing? So me and him, I seen him, how you doing? How you doing? And then everybody just starts saying it to me, and I start saying it back. And
Yeah.
I was telling him about Dan. Literally, his 3 words. Like,
Yeah.
That's all he says.
Yeah, but dude, Dan, our buddy Dan, he was like one of the. He was in a green shirt. Everyone's in a green shirt, but he came out to you like right away. Like once we got into the section, and dude, it's so. He's like, I was like, dude, I'm gonna introduce you, and then you guys shook hands. He's like, hi, Dan.
But I got a lot of catchphrases.
Yeah, you did.
I mean, like I got a ton.
Yeah.
I hate you with Semolina. I got fucking how you doing? What you want to do? Nobody moves. Nobody gets hurt.
Yeah.
You know, bring your wallet. I got all that shit. I put everything I come up with. I put it on a shirt.
Yeah, we had your sister's ass on the TV.
Sister's ass. I mean, people say it. People go, you didn't invent it, but I'm making money off it.
Well, you're
you ain't earning off it.
Yeah.
I put it on shirts. I sell them. You know how you doing shirts I sell?
Probably
A tons.
I have one. So.
Yeah, I sell them like crazy. I just
Yeah.
did I'm doing all the sports teams now. How you
Oh,
doing,
yeah?
Sister's ass? Yeah, I'm doing them. I like merch.
Yeah.
I do go with it, yeah.
Yeah, it gets good. It gets like builds like that community. You know what I mean?
You know, I feel like, you know, I have a lot of friends in social media, and I'm not the guy with the most followers, but I'm steady.
It's all bad. You could have 1 million followers. You're not getting interaction, though.
Yeah, well, you don't
engagement,
monetize.
yeah.
It's like a girl with big tits. You know, like a girl. You know how many people, like when people talk numbers with me on social media when they want to hire me, I end the call.
Right.
I don't want to hear, oh, I can get fucking Tina Tootsie tits for fucking half the price, and she got 3 million followers, because people, they ain't buying nothing off her.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
The fuck is she gonna bring to the table?
And also, at this point, your rate is your rate. You know, whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever
well,
you
I
decide
keep-
to charge.
my
is what
rate's
you
been
decide
like-
to charge.
The same like since I started.
Yeah.
Like I just get more gigs.
Yeah, I feel like, and one thing too is like people feel something when they're like when they watch your content, when they watch like when they see you out, like they feel something. Like I said, you can have the most followers ever, but if you're a shitty person, like no one's gonna want to stick around with you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I just think like I got in social media at a good time. I'm a little old for social media. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm not a kid, like a little kid, but
Right.
it definitely opened a lot of avenues for me. You know what I mean? So that like next thing is just linking with brands and or partnering with brands. And I mean, I do that now.
Yeah. Did that all come over time, like the know-how and like the knowledge of social media? Because like you said, you weren't even on social media when you started, and then you made the page. Like did that like come over time, like just like the knowledge of how like to
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I analyze shit, so I would just scroll through and see what people are doing that look like they were doing it right, and try to tweak it and do it better. And
yeah.
Social media is funny, man. It's like there's a whole psychology to social media. That's what people don't realize. There's that like, this guy ain't stealing my shit mentality. You go through phases, or this one didn't like my photo, or this one doesn't follow me back. Like people like that. I don't give a fuck because I'm about the money.
Yeah.
That's how I am too. At the end of the day, if you're doing something right, people are gonna hate on you regardless.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
No, what I'm saying is, like, I was having this conversation last night with somebody. I knew in my head that if I got it to the point where it was a well-oiled machine that made money, it would force you to create content. It would force you to not care about nonsense that holds people back, because I have a family to feed.
Right.
So I forced it to become that way. So if I'm getting paid to do a promotion, it's forcing me to make content, and it's forcing me to be able to go like this to people who would hold me back.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this guy fucking thinks I push a broom. I'm getting paid for this fucking thing. I'm eating a slice of pizza. Get out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? So you're a flea.
Yeah.
And they turn to fleas.
Yeah.
So now you can't stop me because I'm.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, in other words, I made it work on its own.
Yeah,
you know what I'm trying to say? Like, all right, go.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like, I tried to look at a bigger picture.
It's
Like,
like
all right, you may not like McDonald's fries.
Yeah.
Go tell the owner, you think he gives a fuck?
Yeah. No.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Somebody else is gonna eat it.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. So I try to get it to that point.
What I like too is not just the pandemic, but at
How
this
short are
point-
these fucking shorts? This guy's filming my cock.
I think
I'm uncomfortable in these fucking shorts. Well, go ahead. What's up?
I think when you help small businesses too, it's not just them hiring you. Now it's an investment for them because
Yeah, well, it's a write-off to them. I mean, I think I'm
too.
priced at a point where it's not a lot of money for them. Like, I mean, to be honest, I do a lot. You're filming, you're editing, you're posting. It's like buying real estate too. You're staying on that page. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like you're buying real estate on a page to be there permanently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like there's a value to that.
For sure.
You know, social media, like building a page is a lot of work, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. And so like you created that like you said if you have a family to feed and you created that hustle where you have to do it, like survival. Was that like, even like when you were growing up, was that something you always kind of took into consideration too? Because I know like you said you have a tight knit family and like, just the way you were like.
I was always a hard worker.
Yeah. What were you doing before social media?
So I grew up in the HVAC business, heating, ventilation, air conditioning business, and I worked in that for a long time. And then my father passed away. Before he passed away, he wanted me to go to school for engineering. I left school at 14 years old. I didn't go to high school or anything like that.
Really?
So I went back to school when I was older for engineering. I got a job with a developer with an engineering division. So I worked my way up the ladder. I had, when we were building a building, I'd have 700-800 guys under me. I was on the cream, I was.
Yeah, you're
that
the
was
top.
my career. I was at the top of the food chain.
Yeah.
So I applied a lot of that type of stuff to social media too.
Yeah.
Like management and creating spreadsheets and, invoicing and.
Yeah.
and
You don't want to
and-
do that shit anymore.
No, but I use it lightly for what I do now.
Yeah.
I mean, those skills.
Yeah.
Learning. I worked with blueprints a lot and AutoCAD and Revit, so I know how to work with like graphic, with programs. Like if I have to put something together, flyers. You know what I'm saying? I get.
Yeah.
I have an idea of how to do all that.
Do you miss that life? Like, do you miss like the, because you can walk in.
The thing is, I tried to go back to that a few times already. I can't do it because as Lil Mo, no one takes you serious. So it's hard to like talk, engineering when someone's like, "Hey there,"
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm kind of forced to make this work.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to even have you on the pod too, because like I said, we see your content, we see all the funny skits and all that stuff you do, but like sit down and have a conversation. I definitely like love to like pick your brain and because that's like the reason like why I even started this podcast is just knowing people's why. Like I love to know the why of stuff, and like what I mean?
I don't like. I mean, or why do I do this shit?
Like like just I mean honestly, just in general, like that's what
I think it's a good business.
yeah.
I think it's a good business. I think it's
make
uncharted
people laugh,
territory.
too, right? So,
yeah,
I
I mean,
love
listen, it's uncharted territory. I think it's a necessity to market any business. So I think overall social media is going to change totally, though. It's going to go to long form video.
Right.
All those little gimmicks that people did for views, like, I'll do a 30-second video and I'll post at 6 o'clock p.m. because I get heavy traffic at Tuesday. That shit's all gone. If you look at posts now, you can have a post that's 3 months old and it's still going up. It's changing. TikTok changed that. So I think TikTok proved that if you allow people to get likes and stuff, it'll make them make more content. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, because the algorithm's totally different than Instagram.
Yeah.
And now I think Instagram has kind of copied that, and TikTok's copying them. They're doing the same shit.
Yeah.
I don't have much faith in TikTok staying around, though. I think they're going to...
Why is that?
I think that Meta and all these big companies will lobby and find a way to make them... Well, I think they tried that. I don't know if it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But TikTok and Instagram are totally different platforms. Instagram is like a resume. You kind of communicate through Instagram. You manicure Instagram. You say, I don't want to follow this one. I'm going to answer this one. I'm going to block that one. TikTok is just like, you could just have a username 0037256.
Yeah.
No one cares. So that's why your following goes up.
The numbers are inflated too, because like you post one funny video, 3.2 million people like it. Doesn't mean that they're all going to follow you or like know who you are.
Yeah, I think TikTok is TikTok inflates egos too. It's so funny. I've been to like TikTok things where people are like, I'm famous for talking like a baby. Yeah. I'm the one who does this, and I'm like, dude, I don't even know who the fuck you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, is that important to you, like to keep yourself like level and present, like whenever you're out or just in general? Like,
you know what's important to me is to remind myself not to be a dick, because it's very easy to be a dick because people agitate you. You know, like it's cool when 6, 7 people come to you with 10, 20, 15, 30 people drunk, and you start acting like a dick to them, and that's not what got you here. You know what I mean?
I like that. I like that you said that, because that's a huge thing. I know even like Austin's come up and like just like starting and like, you know, you get the people that come up to you when you're DJing and people come saying, and it's tough because like your social battery kind of gets drained after a while, but then you're just kind of like, you know what, like they're coming out to see me, so I want to be nice to them all the time. You know?
You gotta remind yourself. I mean, I was just recently in the Bahamas, and it bothered me a lot. I was gambling, you know, and gambling's something like you want to be left alone. You lose the money,
right?
And what happened was, because the Bahamas it was a Labor Day trip, right? And everybody was there with their family. As soon as I got there, people that recognized me, it spread through the hotel. Like, hey, Lil Mo's here, you know? So I come down off the elevator, and people were waiting around. And, you know, you're gambling, losing money, you're moody. People don't, you know, people didn't care. People didn't care. I was like, I would be losing big money. And they're like, yo, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
You know, take a picture. And
you're not in the right state of mind.
No, I realize that I can't act like that. You know, because it's gonna, you know, you don't want that spreading. You don't want people going like, you know, yo, these guys a jerk off. You know,
a couple people last night. It's funny you say that, because especially just interacting and like you were having conversations with people for like, you know, 5-10 minutes. Like,
I've been concentrating on trying to just be cool with everybody, because I'm like, that's my. People don't understand like social media fame. They don't understand. Like, so I'll give you a scenario. If you were in a restaurant and Robert De Niro was sitting down with his wife, and he's having a meal, and you want to take a photo because you're a fan, that's a conversation you have with your family. Like, yo, Robert De Niro's there. I want to go say hi. Right. And they'd be like, yo, he's with his family. Why don't you wait till he's done eating? But when you're a social media person, you don't have that right, because the people made you famous for nothing. That's how they look at it. It's a different way to view you. It's like, this fucking TikTok I got here, Lil Mo, come over here. So you have these like, the boundaries are very different. Yeah. You know what I'm trying to say?
I feel like it depends on the situation though. Like, for example, if you're having dinner with your family, I personally would not bother you.
But people will, yeah.
It's disrespectful.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck. They look at you like, yo, you're on TikTok, out here. You ain't nobody. You get people that want to go out of their way to tell you how you're nobody. Yeah. TikTok. I don't have no fucking TikTok. Yeah. You know, they got to go through that whole thing.
Are you strategic on where you go now because of that? If you want to go somewhere with your family, you know, you don't want to be bothered.
I don't even go anywhere because I'm always going somewhere anyway. Right. So it's like when I'm not, I'd rather just stay home.
Stay home and eat at home.
No, bro, I'm booked like 4 days a week. I'm always out. Yeah. So.
Does your family?
That's why people make me laugh. Like, the one thing with me is that when people like, hey, next time you're in Colorado, drinks are on me. Like, bro, get out of here. Like, you really, like, I know you think in your head you're being nice, but the truth is you think I'm going to go fucking pack up, go to Colorado and try drinking your joint? Yeah. You know, like, come on. Yeah. You know, I'd rather be with my family when I have nothing to do. Right. You know, and they're not understanding the concept, like, they're not realizing how much work is
that it's actually business.
Yeah, they think in their head, like, oh, you know, I'm going to feed them pizza. Yeah. And I'm going to go drive to Boston. It's not happening. Yeah. I can't do it. I mean, if I'm in Boston, maybe I'll remember, but.
Yeah. And does your family, like, are they kind of, I mean, I'm sure they are, but, like, are they on board with, like, listen, I'm booked for 5 days a week. Like, I'm not going to be around much. Like, are they, like.
I bring them when I can, yeah.
They understand that, yeah.
Yeah. I bring them when I can. I just took them to Tampa, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and we went to the Bahamas. We did LA. I did LA with the NFL. The NFL sent me in LA.
That's awesome.
I worked with them. I did a commercial. Yeah. I mean, Vegas. They sent me to LA and Vegas. Yeah. I filmed in LA, and then we went to the Pro Bowl in Vegas.
That's awesome. And
I was supposed to be on the fucking on the field with Snoop Dogg and and a few other people.
That'd
And we
be-
didn't fucking make it. It was so tight.
Yeah.
'Cause you can't bring bags in the stadium.
Was it just a certain size?
Every
or-
stadium, you can't bring a bag.
Like,
Like,
I feel like they let you have like purses and shit.
It's
right?
like there's like a small straight
there's
size.
some, yeah, they make you
Right.
pack it and shit.
Or they make
oh,
you take it back to your car.
They
don't
made,
care.
yeah, that's
Really?
what they made me do, and I missed my whole gig, bro. I flew out there and missed it.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And so you had like obviously you didn't start with the intentions of doing all this stuff now, like when you started social media, unless you did, but like it started taking off for you. And like, do you have like an end goal? Like, do you have something you're really like aiming for?
So, I think that the business mind of it is gonna, will influence. Like, in other words, I'll probably end up producing something because I'm not gonna wait for someone to cast me.
Right.
Like, I want to be in a sitcom. Let's say, I'm gonna wait. I'll try to leverage my personality and my social media to get in one.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't happen, I'll produce one.
Right.
You just want to make your own lane. Fuck it.
I'll just make the lane if it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a scenario. I do stand up. Okay. I'll give you a simple stand. I could go like a comedian and get here's $200 for a set, or I could just rent the place and throw my own thing and put any headline I want.
Yeah.
So I love Angel Dice Clay.
Right.
Angel Dice Clay will headline my event. I'll open for him, not because I tried out for it. It's because I paid for it.
Right.
So what the
Sell
fuck?
tickets.
That was kind of, yeah. And that was
I'm
kind
just giving you a scenario.
Yeah, no, it's a great scenario because honestly, that was kind of our mindset, like bringing you. Like we're like yeah, we love Lil Mo. Why not just have him come to Philly, do a pod, and we'll host a party at Wicked Wolf? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's what I'm saying. So you just do it. I'm gonna make the lane. I think stand up is a big lane, but the face of stand up comedy has changed too, right? Because let's say like the days of like Eddie Murphy or whatever, like going to like going to all these little places and doing stand up and seeing how they work out. The club owners are not booking people like that no more. They're looking at social media. So you have a different type of comedian coming out. It's like, I can't explain. If you look at all the comedians now that are out there, what do? Like, there's a very simple recipe. They have a podcast.
Yep.
They take reels of their podcast, they put them up, and then they go and they promote shows. They're not really joke tellers no more.
Well, that's
They're
why
more
I feel like
stories.
the difference with you is it's on top of the personality and the comedy. It's also you have on you're good on your feet, but like you can do the stand up as well. It's
Yeah.
not just
You're
like
relying
you're not
on
in
that.
one lane. You could be in 5 different lanes.
I try to like I want to be like if you remember the old like Sinatra days with the Rat Pack, like like those guys. Like if you look at like a Jackie Gleason, this guy fucking sang. He produced. He was a comic. He can act. Like that's.
You want to be well
I
rounded.
didn't know
wanna-
he could sing. He was singing 50 Cent last time.
I can't sing, but no. What I'm saying is like those guys. They hosted. They did everything.
Right.
That's the one thing advantage that I have over a lot of guys I know that do social media is that I do host. Like I can host events. I'm not someone who could be. I could be in front of 50,000 people. I'm not gonna get nervous.
Right. Yeah.
So I got to play into your strengths. Not anybody could do that. A lot of people could just get behind a camera and do something, but they can't. They can't do that.
Yeah. I mean,
So
yeah.
so I'm trying to get more of those type of things.
That's
What
awesome.
is the biggest event I guess to date that you've done or hosted?
I hosted Tribeca Film Festival.
Okay.
For a buddy of mine, Nicholas Hella, New York Nico, he had a movie he put out, and I was in it, and then he asked me to host. There was a lot of people there. I don't know how many people were there, thousands probably. And then I did. I brought out like Cedric Gervais and Khaled with David Grubman brought me out for Food and Wine Festival. He let me bring them out. I didn't really host. I kind of just brought them out. I mean, that was a big crowd. It was probably like I don't even know, thousands.
You ever-
But I'm saying I could do that. You know what I mean?
I was gonna ask you ever like sit back and think like, hey, this is like where I was doing heating and doing stuff for people's like houses like now like where you're at now. Do you ever like sit and like kind of just take it in?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what it is. I think when I think of my father. So I grew up working very hard. I come from a super hard-working family. Like people really don't get how hard I worked. I mean, we worked like dogs. And my brother went to med school. Like me and my father worked for my family. You know what I'm saying? Like we were the workers. And I never wanted to work that hard again. Like, I can't explain. Like when I do this now, I'm saying the wrong thing. Let me fix what I'm saying. Not that I never want to work that hard again. I know what it's like to work like that. You know what I'm saying? So it makes me want to make this work.
Right.
Because I worked so hard. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want to go back.
No,
It is.
I worked like
I feel like
fucking
it is still
dude.
difficult though, right? So you can't be stale. You know, you got to always have.
Yeah, but it's not work. I'm talking. I worked physical labor, bro. Like forget it, man.
Yeah.
Just dead every day, coming home dead.
Yeah.
So that makes me want to make this work. Like I'll give you a scenario. If you own a restaurant and you had a walk-in box that broke, and I told you it was $2,500 to fix it, you'd be bitching.
Right.
What the fuck, $2,500? This scumbag. But if it's for entertainment, how many of your friends go and buy bottles at a club and spend $2,500?
Yeah. Right.
So the entertainment is just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I actually had a question too. Like, you do so much for small businesses, brands, etc. Like, you help a lot of people out. What do you do to like help yourself out? Like, what do you value?
I don't know, man. Mental health.
Yeah.
That's a battle with me every day.
Yeah.
Keep my head right and be strong for my family, you know.
Yeah.
That's like I'm always trying to think like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stay happy.
Yeah.
Be positive, because you could, you know, when you're working hard and everything, you know, there's two sides of you, right? You see Lil Mo happy, and my family got to deal with the brunt of all the bullshit.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So I'm always trying to keep that.
Yeah.
That's what I value.
Is there anything-
trying to keep that in check, you know?
Is there anything you do to like work through that or like take care of yourself?
Man, I try to get rest when I can, you know? Sleep is really important, you know?
Yeah.
But I think it's really about, I'm learning this still as I get older. It's about really making the effort. Like knowing when you're wrong and keeping that in your mind and not doing it again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like you have to make an effort. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah.
You mentioned that your dad is like I noticed a theme that your dad always comes back to your dad.
Well, my father died when I was young, you know?
Yeah.
So, and we were super close, so.
Yeah. Is that someone you
My
want
father would be laughing right now. So my father my father was like a street guy, like in a sense of like, he was a hard worker, but, you know, he used all those sayings, Momo, this, that. So a lot of the stuff you see is from him. So that's why I get a lot of old timers like me, because I'm like a throwback for them.
Yeah. That's
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I grew up on a truck, you know, like working in a truck, you know.
Yeah.
Like, so, you know, I guess it's Brooklynese, they call it.
Yeah.
The way you talk, you know.
I eat that shit up. I think it's awesome. I think it's hilarious.
How you doing? Nobody moves. Nobody gets hurt. How you doing? What else you got?
Honestly,
I'm curious what you're doing the rest of the day. What do you got going on?
I'm gonna go eat with a friend of mine, me and my security, and then we're going to a Jets. We have VIP passes for some Jets thing.
Nice.
Yeah,
I don't even know who they're playing. Who are the Jets playing?
Jets are playing. That's a great question. I actually forget. I have
They're playing tonight, right?
Yeah, they're playing tonight.
Monday
so,
night game.
So
Yeah.
you go to the game?
To be honest, I'd give two fucks about going.
Yeah.
Honestly, my friends wanted to go, so somebody offered me the passes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I
take
mean?
It. Yeah.
Yeah, I might go, might not go. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out. But that's what we had planned.
Nice.
Yeah. It's awesome.
It's what do they call that when you're outside? When you eat outside in the truck, what the fuck is it?
Tailgate.
Yeah, it's a tailgate party.
Yep. Yeah, you're gonna have to come back down to Philly. 'Cause
Yeah.
we
We're
Yeah, I gotta
both
do it.
actually throw tailgates, but
I want
I've
to do a
been
tailgate party, bro.
doing it for the last 5 years. So we throw
Yeah,
like
it'd be
400 or
dope.
500 people.
Wow.
I like it.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
You're trying to make me a Phillies fan.
I was gonna.
I'm gonna go home and catch a bean.
Would you come back to Philly?
What do you mean? I come home to Philly all the
I
time.
know. Hang out with us.
Yeah,
Did you have a good time?
Yeah, of course. I had a great time last night. I'd like to do that again if we could. That was great. I mean, you can't play it out, but you got to do it. Philly's probably going to go far this year, no?
Yeah. I think. Yeah.
I'm saying, so we got a lot more. I mean, they're definitely going farther than the Giants.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much.
You
I
guys
mean,
didn't
that's a
do so
fact.
well last night,
nah.
40-0.
Yeah. 40-0. Holy shit. That's right. Yeah. The Cowboys spanked them.
Spanked them.
Yeah, man.
Do you hate the Cowboys as much as we do?
No, I don't give a fuck because I like to gamble. I mean, I just quit 3 days ago. So, no, I did. Everybody laughs, but I really did. I quit 3 days ago,
Yeah,
bro. I was in a casino all night. Listen, I didn't touch nothing, not even a chip.
Good for you.
I'm chilling. I don't
a
want
bad
to.
habit.
So it's a bad habit. But I'll tell you, well, I'm a gambler my whole life. So I like the teams that I gamble on. I'm not like, I leave it open.
Yeah.
I had last year, I told you I did something with the NFL. So they gave me, it was 4 tickets, like front row. I was in the end zone for 5 games anywhere in the country. I got to pick, and I went to a few Buffalo games. I really enjoyed watching Allen play like up front and close. I mean, he's a beast, bro. But you know what it is? I noticed from him, he plays so hard that by the third, fourth quarter, he's shot.
Yeah.
That's the thing people don't realize. Yo, this guy puts like heart into it, bro. Like this guy's crazy. He'll fucking jump over people. He's nuts.
Oh, yeah.
And I enjoyed Buffalo in the snow. Like it was dope.
Yeah, we play Buffalo and Philly this year.
Yep.
That's gonna be the craziest like weekend.
We got there's a lot of tough games. 49ers.
I went to Buffalo Packers.
Jets.
Yeah.
Buffalo Packers was sick.
You should
It's
come.
a big rivalry.
You guys,
I'll come.
Yeah,
I'll come,
that'd be
definitely.
We're going up to New York too for the Jets.
Oh, you're going up for that?
Possibly.
That's
I'm
sick.
saying, but the Eagles are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So.
What's your favorite thing about? We can wrap up in a minute, but what's your favorite thing about Philly? What do you love about coming here? And what do you love about the city?
No, I just like the people, man. They're very like old. Like I can't explain. They just open their arms to me. Like everybody I've met in Philly is just like very hospital.
Yeah.
What's the word?
Hospitality.
Yeah, like they're just like Lil Mo fans.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah, we love you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's And like I said, Wicked Wolf take amazing care of you. And shout out to Wicked Wolf too.
Wicked Wolf, what's up? How you doing? I'll be back. I don't want no problems.
Well,
Bring your fucking wallet.
also, you got anything else you want to ask?
No, I think just super grateful to have you on here.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
We
It
had
was
a good
great.
time with you this week.
Yeah, I don't wake up this fucking early for nobody.
Dude, that.
Well, I don't know. I think you got like.
I got you coffee.
I actually didn't think I was gonna be able to do it. Like I was like, all right, I did all kind of things. I'm like, I always shut my ringer off. Let me keep my ringer on. I call my wife. I'm like, yo, make sure you wake me up.
He's calling me at fucking 6:30 this morning. Yeah, you ready?
Because you texted.
I was sleeping.
He was the first one who texted us. He's like, yo, how you doing? Yo, let's get
Yeah,
this thing going.
yo, my head was fucking pounding.
I know.
You got what?
Like,
what's it saying?
dude.
Don't talk to me before you get coffee.
Yeah, I didn't have no fucking coffee. But anyway, listen, let's sign this fucking show out.
Yeah, let's do it.
Tune the fuck in. We're over here in the loft. If you haven't watched an episode, you're living under a fucking rock. How you doing?
Couldn't have said it better myself, man. Hope you guys enjoy this episode of Loft. I'm Kevin Nichols. That's Lil Mo, and that's Austin DJ Smooth.
Thanks, guys.
Peace, guys. Peace.
Later.